moving from there, one of the outcomes of this economic situation that we just talked about, especially with funding, is layoffs. Is one of the side effects, and Amazon has laid off. Sometimes late last week, Amazon laid off, and the layoff is not really the news, but the fact that they are ending production of African content.
That they
Bolu,
may.
they may.
Yes.
Bolu, please.
So Amazon Prime, the third largest streaming service in Nigeria, in Africa, sorry, is scaling back original African content, and it is also laying off African staff. It has two major teams in the continent. One in Nigeria that work; those ones work from London, and the ones in South Africa that work from is it Cape Town. So they are basically saying this may cause the streaming service to stop original content.
Production.
Yeah, production of original content in Africa. But then the ones that they've already started will continue, they'll finish it. But there's no assurance that there will be new ones. So this means that a lot of the partnerships because if you remember, they started when they entered Nigeria. I think that was when they entered Africa in 2021. They were pushing awareness,
Partnering with
a lot of
production
partnerships.
companies,
Yeah, we saw the original the first Amazon original in Nigeria, Gangs of Lagos. And then we had other ones on the platform, Brotherhood. And so,
Shimosobe,
yes,
an original to you.
yeah. So it now means that we might not be seeing
Those original. It's not as if you will not see the ones that did they
that
call
they've
them?
started.
No, like it's not as if you will not see African content on Amazon Prime at all.
Yes, it's not as if you will not see,
It's
but
the
they will
original
not.
ones.
Yes.
No
Yeah,
original Amazon
yeah, music.
Prime.
And it's not just Africa, it's MENA region, it's the Middle East, it's Southeast
Latin
Asia.
America too.
Yes, Latin America too. And even in America where they also there was also some job cuts, right? Which now you now start wondering why what is going on exactly. Is it because if those other ones didn't happen, you can now start thinking, okay, maybe it's because of the situation in Africa. Because when you think about it, the whole of Africa only has, or is projected to have about 8 million subscriptions, like across, like people that subscribe to streaming platforms. Africa is projected to have about 8 million, right? Which is a very small number, considering how large the population is. Yeah. But then we still have players.
It's a small number.
I mean, when you consider, that's when you compare.
It's actually.
I mean, if you're comparing, yes, it's a small
Yes,
number.
if you're
but really
comparing,
it's not a small number.
and if you're also comparing the amount of funding it takes to create original content, right? And then you are now considering how much you make back, right? Because it's not as if you are charging these Africans the same amount you charge Americans or people in the Europe who are even more, right? So
it begs the question that how is Netflix gaming the system
and Showmax,
how are they doing it? But I came across a conversation on LinkedIn earlier about Amazon Prime, and there were a lot of complaints about how easy it is to get on Amazon Prime, especially payment, because Africans are experiencing payment issues, especially when you want to pay on international platforms. It seems Amazon did not put that into consideration, and it's one of the what's it called when you talk about,
like, you mean paying for Prime, like Amazon Prime,
yes.
like it's an issue?
Yes.
I don't think it is. It's actually quite easy because I have a subscription and my normal Nigerian card, it works for it.
This people are probably using Techpoint.
So what I'm guessing is they probably pushed too hard too soon, right? So they spent a lot of
They
money.
can't scale, and they want to match Netflix
Yes,
competition.
yes, which I think was I mean as of 2021, they I saw somewhere that they had about 500,000 subscribers, right, in the on the entire continent, right, and again the I'm always going to go back to what Jason Njoku, the founder and CEO of
Eurocom.
Roku TV, right, what he keeps saying about the macro and how the macroeconomics of Africa affects being in a market, a market such as, streaming
Yeah.
content, especially trying to create local content. It is very, very difficult, right? Especially when you're investing dollar and you're expecting to take dollar out, right? So I think Amazon Prime, they launched really hard, right? And they
Difficult.
should have probably made it a slow and steady thing, right?
Well,
I
And
don't know.
when
Can
you
we
meet
really say
when you meet huge players on ground, competing is can
you
be
want
quite
to,
hard.
yeah,
Yes, and
maybe.
I hope they are not just this pullback. Is not like pullback. We are done. I think it's going back to strategize and probably wait if the economy is much fairer than this and try to
Again,
introduce back into the market.
to listen to the full episode of this podcast, go to podcast.techpoint.africa or click the link in bio or just click the link shown on your screen right now. You can find the full episode on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Hayat Radio, or anywhere else you get your podcast.